Hey troops, GeneralJSmith here, back with another LEGO Star Wars September 2015 set review. And this time I've got a particularly special set. I have got one of the Buildable figures, arguably the best one. I've got General Grevious, set number 75112, ages 9 to 14, comes with 186 pieces, and is retailing for £30 or $30, I believe. It might be a little more, I'm not sure on that. The point is, it's a pretty damn expensive set. In actual fact, I was going to get Darth Vader as well, mainly because even though not many people like these Buildable figures, I like them to a certain degree. I still prefer like all of the standard sets, but even so, I still think that this one looks really cool, mainly because I'm fairly into Barnacle, not as much as I used to be, but even so. So I was going to get Darth Vader, but I didn't, because I did not truly understand how expensive these things were going to be, and I do mean all of them. Some of them were like £15, I think. What was it? Jango Fett was £15, I'm not sure, but this is by far the most expensive, and Darth Vader was £25, and I was like, I'll get him at another point, basically. So yeah, you have to excuse the little like mark here. I was kind of scrambling to get it, but that's beside the point. Anyway, so I'm gonna open this thing. I'm gonna review it, and I'm gonna see what it's like. I like Barnacle quite a lot, and I like Star Wars quite a lot. I know not a lot of people like it, but I think a lot of people agree this is the best one, so... But anyway, let us just get into building this thing right now. So after the build, which took about half an hour, we have got this General Grievous as a Barnacle type figure. Now, strictly speaking, we have had a UCS General Grievous before, like, God knows how long, more than a decade ago, there was like a built one. But this is considerably different because this is made out of Barnacle pieces, and it's like, the piece is considerably larger, and it's almost like, I don't know, it's a different type of Lego building. I'm not sure actually what it's called, like this CVS plastic? I don't know what it's, different type of plastic to normal, but like, yeah. More or less, here we have it. Okay, I did not expect when I was building this for it to be like the size of this minifigure right here, okay? I expected something a little bigger, I'm not gonna lie. I did expect something a little more than this, okay? I don't pay £30 for this. But, oh my god, damn, I did not expect this. This is one hell of a set. I'm verging on saying it's even worth at £30, and in fact, I mean, I definitely say it's the best of the buildable figures, even though I don't actually have any others. And it is still expensive, but it's whoa, it's something. So this guy, he really, wow, that's something. Just to once again compare him to a minifigure, yeah, he ain't got nut on that minifigure. Everything about this guy though is so unbelievably cool. I mean, he doesn't as much have any features per se. He's just literally a, if you will, like a, some people collect those figurines of Star Wars figures. This is basically that, except, made out of Lego, more or less. I am so glad I got him. I'm just going to say that. I am so glad. That £30, I mean, if I was there again, I wouldn't have bought Darth Vader still. I still would have waited him to go down in price. So I'm not saying he's cheap or anything. I'm just saying that he is definitely worth it. And I mean, I'd probably still recommend the standard sets over these buildable figures, but this is definitely not a bad purchase. You will definitely not be pleased with this. It's something, to say the least. I cannot get it in the shots. This is quite difficult. I mean, you see here, he's considerably taller than the box, you see. And even in this position, he is actually, I've shorted him down. I've tried to scrunch up his legs as much as possible. You can see here, I really tried to push the boat out. If I push any more, the bottom one literally just pops out like that, you see. I really tried to put it down as much as possible, but he's still considerably tall in the box. If I have to stretch him out, who knows how tall he'd be. I have to scrunch his legs so much. But of course he is meant to, so yeah, oops. But yeah, so everything about him, And funny enough, despite the fact, it's almost like he doesn't have any detail, but at the same time, there's a lot of detail. It's almost like it's so accurate in one sense. First, we'll start with the feet. The feet, in my opinion, are very, very cool. I love these feet. Oops, sorry, you can't see. These feet are very cool. The toes can move. It's a pretty simple way they're built. This is the two separate pieces, by the way. Like, there's this thing attached there, which is very cool. Which is actually pretty accurate, because he's sort of have 5 toes or something. The toes on his feet, and his hands for that matter, are actually kind of weirdly arranged. So, yeah, but these are pretty accurate. Pretty cool, although I think, strictly speaking, they are actually a little bigger. Compared to his body, these are actually a bit too big. His feet are actually fairly small, but that's beside the point. Yeah, so I guess moving up, then we have so many points of articulation, it's insane. Of course, we have the feet, which can move. Oops, okay. They can't move too much because they pop out quite a lot. But like, the most point of movement is here and here in unison. You can't just move one bit of it, if you will. You kind of move them together. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. It's meant to be in this position, by the way, because he's not like a normal human body where it's just like, you know, knee, there you go. It's like, you know, there's 3 points, almost like a knee, second knee, and then ankles. So, yeah. Anyway, so moving up, trying to move his arms up. We've got this. That's his knee, of course. You got just moving his armor down. You can do. So that's pretty cool. So that's how far you can move it. You know, you can really make him run if you really want to. There's quite a lot of armor around the place. Very nice. Look at that shot. Isn't that a cool shot? Anyway, yeah, but there's quite a lot of armor around the place, which is pretty cool. Moving on, we can see this connection there. There's also 2 connections to the body. Like there's one this connection, and then this connection, of course. It's very nice, and of course the exact same with the other leg. I'd say it's the most tedious part of the build is the fact the legs. They are exactly the same, of course, and it just says making 2 because they don't take forever. The entire build takes about half an hour, but they are pretty tedious. So, especially if you're building it in the area where I was, because by the way, if you don't know, every time I build a set sitting like this, it's actually pretty uncomfortable for me, because I've sort of bend in over the camera and it's weird. But anyway, yeah, so that's pretty cool. Moving on to the torso, you can get it in. Got a torso, very nice. A lot of these pieces, of course, are used in Barnacle, and, well, they were made in Hero Factory, but who cares? But anyway, so yeah, we've got this very nice piece here. Very nice. This isn't attached to that, by the way, if you're wondering. If you're not into Barnacle or Hero Factory, you won't know, but this is not attached. These are different pieces. Very cool. We've got a whole other thing here. Very nice. You can see, turning around to see how the mechanism in the back, where his forearms work, it's pretty complicated and pretty convoluted. And actually, it was a fun build, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's ages 9 to 14, so it wasn't exactly hard. I'm 18. But even so, it was actually a pretty fun build, because it was somewhat more complicated than I originally thought it would be. I thought it would be pretty simple, like building a standard Barnacle figure, because in my opinion, Barnacles are actually pretty simple but things to make, because they're pretty much all the same type of build, I'm not gonna lie. Or at least, like, you know, when they're on one line. If you're into Barnacle, you know what I'm talking about, but anyway. Yeah, so, but the build here was actually pretty unique and pretty cool. And I'd say it's definitely the most unique build out of all these buildable figures. So you can see all that. There's a lot of moving stuff here. That's kind of, if you will, his shoulder. Is that a shoulder? I don't know. It's hard to think of body parts when you got something who's so like this. But let's just say that's a shoulder type thing. And then you got his arms, which can move. His arms, each arm has got a knee. I mean, has got an elbow, obviously hand, something like that. And yeah, more or less. And then of course you can see back here. Oops, back here you've got his head. You can do like that. Very nice. He's got a lot of armor back here. Very nice, very nice. A lot of this color, of course, the sand. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Broke his leg there. But that is a kind of common thing, I'm not gonna lie, because you kind of try to. He's almost too tall, to the point where you kind of want to push him down more. It's like, oh, it's too tall. But then you end up sort of like, this thing keeps popping out, but yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot of this piece of sandish color. That's very cool. If you're into Barnacle, you want to buy Barnacles, I think it's a pretty rare color. So that's pretty cool. So there's a fair amount of that all over the place. His head though, oh my gosh, his head is so cool. None of it moves, it's just like, you know, there. His eyes don't move or anything, as if they could. But his head, in my opinion, is so cool. I love these heads. Yeah, just these are really cool. I don't know, something about it, just it's so cool to have. Yeah, moving on to the arms and the actual lightsabers, of course. You see a key feature that GeneralJSmith can do when he's just casually walking about. Of course, he's got 4 arms, but he can just have 2. So what happens, you kind of just, let's just say he's put his lightsaber in his pockets or whatever. Alright, so he, this is difficult. Okay, so you can see this hinge, this hinge on one of the arms. Yes, on the top arm, but I suppose you can put it on the bottom one if you want. This is somewhat difficult to do. But basically, it, okay, clips in, and there you go. See? Now they are the same arm, if you will. I know it still looks a little odd, but you can sort of try to, I don't know, position it so it looks like he's just got one arm. Maybe take off a hand and a lightsaber and it would look like he's got one arm or something. I guess it's a little bulky. There's only so much they could do, really, realistically, with a Lego, you know, with like Lego pieces, there's only so much they can do, but so it's still pretty cool, I guess. It's kind of like he's just got two hands coming out of one arm. It's weird. But yeah, I guess you could try to fiddle with that to make it look a little more realistic, but it's alright, you know. It's pretty cool. I think a lot of people will most likely pose them like this, though, so they're not going to use that much. Although, this actually moves on to a complete new piece, even if you're into Barnacle and all that stuff, this is a new piece, which is very nice. Of course, it goes with him. This is used in the other buildable figures, some of the other ones, so, cool. But yeah, moving on to the lightsabers then, you can see the lightsabers, they're very simply designed, you know. We've got 8 of these exact same pieces, so, you know, just, yeah. And the lightsabers themselves, the actual hilt. Now, the difference between this and the UCS General Grievous is the fact that the lightsabers were brick built, like there were these, you know, these cylinder pieces and a lot of them. This one, it's kind of weird. It's like it's flexible. It's rubbery. It is rubber, but like it's, I don't know, something about it. It's just a weird texture of lightsaber, really. But yeah. Anyway, just saying that it's a kind of just a weird thing to have, really. It's not going to snap or anything. It's not like plastic where it's going to snap. It's just kind of rubbery and it's weird. But anyway, so you do get, of course, you know, 2 of each colour and all that stuff. Yeah, really though, in all honesty, I can't really think of a massive amount to show you or tell you about this guy. I mean, of course, more or less what you see is what you get. It's not like there's any specific features or whatever that you get with this guy that we don't get in other things. But he's really cool, quite frankly. He's just a really, really cool minifigure. I mean, not minifigure, figure, let's just say. And I'm sorry, but he just beats you out just completely. Yeah. But yeah, so this guy dwarfs anyone else. It's insane, utterly insane. I mean, if you see the box in stores, this is like the minimum height he can be. He can be even taller than this compared to a box. So yeah, he's pretty damn tall. He's just, yeah, I mean, for me, he was definitely worth the purchase. I guess I'd still recommend buying all the like main sets you want first, but if you're thinking, oh, he looks kind of cool, then he's definitely worth it. He's worth the £30, although that's a little hefty as it is. And at some point, I'm hoping to get Darth Vader, but we'll see, because he is pretty hefty. But yeah, other than that, though, I'm not going to get the others, because I'm not a massive fan of them. I mean, Cody's alright, but I'm not as fan of Obi-Wan or Jango Fett, or anything like that. Well, I'll see if I get the First Order Trooper when he comes out, but yeah. But yeah, that is more or less it to the General Grievous then, really. He's pretty damn tall, quite frankly, and impressive. Daunting, very daunting. Yeah. Anyway, that's more or less it to him. Let's go down to the instructions at the box and include this review. Wow. Alright, so the instruction manual is extremely simple, very thin, nothing massively special about it. The size is what you'd expect. As you can probably see from these sort of creases, it is a very thin instruction manual. We've got Disney in the little corner there, adorable figures, you know. You've got this wind thing on the back, all that stuff. You know, got General Grievous versus Kenobi, and I suppose it is good then. He's really tall, because in the actual thing, he's like 8 feet tall in the actual film, so he's a pretty daunting guy. So you've got Obi-Wan, which is a standard figure. You can see how much taller General Grievous is. Even as the collectible figures go, he's a very tall person. So, yeah, but anyway, so we've got these sets from earlier this year, apparently. Huh, that's very curious. So, are we saying these sets should have been released earlier then? I mean, we did get the pictures of the sets back when these sets were released. So, that's very curious. Maybe we should have got them, like these buildable figures, back when these sets were released, but I'm very curious. But then, of course, we've got all the figures you see. General Grievous just dwarfing all of them. Obi-Wan, nah, probably not get him. Cody is cool, but that's just really because he's a clone. Other than that, though, I'm not a massive fan of him. His helmet seems cool, though. Jango Fett is alright. Luke, nah, he's alright. But hopefully I will get Darth Vader at some point, because he seems pretty badass, because he's Darth Vader. But, yeah, that's more or less it. Again, this build wasn't, I mean, no, it was more complicated than I thought it'd be. But bear in mind, I built a lot of barnacles. So if you built a lot of barnacles, it'd be more complicated than that, I'll say. There's quite a few mechanisms and stuff in there. But it's not beyond the realms of, you know, it's ages 9 to 14, so it's hardly gonna... It only took me half an hour, so yeah, but it's still pretty cool, pretty epic. And yeah, but that's what was in the instruction manual, nothing too special there. Again, the most daunting part, there's almost tedious part, was building the legs twice, because they're fairly complicated, and it takes a little while to do, and it's like, oh, fine. But anyway, yeah, let's just go now onto the box. Alright, so the box itself is pretty cool. Again, there's pretty different size, but then I think it's more or less what you expect for a set like this. We've got the Buildable figure in the bottom. Really, it's a lot similar to the instructions, of course. No piece count, unfortunately. Sorry, it's a little dented there. Yeah, that's the head of General Grevious. In the back here, we've got a little cool stuff. Oh, I see. Oh, that's how it's meant to happen. Okay. Apparently, you're meant to get the hands and take off the hilt of one of the lightsabers and put it like that, so it turns out like that. Oh, okay. That looks more accurate, I guess. That does look better. Yeah, I'll say that. It does look better. Although even so, even then, the arms and hands do look a little thick. Yeah, but even so, that does look better, I guess. That's what you're meant to do. But yeah, we've got these figures. Got some of this. Very nice. 32 centimeters tall. Yeah, there you go. Very cool. But yeah, more or less, that is basically it to the set. I hope you enjoyed the review. Let's now go on and conclude this review then. So thank you guys for watching this review. I think I'm more or less making my thoughts on this figure really clear. At first, I was a little skeptical. I more or less just got him for the sake of I thought he looked cool, and I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind getting him. You know, he seems pretty alright. But after this review, I'm really glad I bought him. Yeah, he was expensive. He was more expensive than I really would have liked. Not necessarily more than I thought. In all honesty, even back before I got him, I did think it was going to be pretty expensive. But I wish he was a little cheaper, I guess. I mean, I don't understand with barnacle figures, the pricing is a lot different in terms of pieces and stuff, because the pieces are all larger and stuff. But I don't know, something about it. It's just the fact that the other barnacles we got recently, like in 2015, early then, they were like, you know, less than £15, and the cheapest one was like Jango Fett. He was £15, and all the others were more expensive. Darth Vader was 25, he was 30. It's like, yeah, it's pretty expensive, but okay. But I guess he's still worth it. I'm glad I got him in the end. If you're sort of one of the people who don't have a lot of money and, you know, can't babysit you want all that stuff, then by all means wait. He's not, you know, he's not going to go anywhere or anything. I don't think he's going to be a massive sort of thing. I think he might do fairly well though. I mean, out of all the buildable minifigures, I think he'll probably do the best, although he is the most expensive. But even so, I think he'll go fairly fast. But don't worry, I don't think he's going to completely go out of stock or anything like that. You can probably still find them for a fairly cheaper price eventually. So it's nothing like that. It's nothing like the Force Awakens sets where it's like, oh no, you can't wait because they'll just drop in price because of the Force Awakens. It's not like that. It's just like, it's a really good set. It really is. I just understand if you're not into Barnacle, if you're not into Hero Factory, those sort of things, you may not like it nearly as much. But personally, I really was into them, and I really like the set because I think it's really cool. But yeah, that is most it to my review. I don't thank you guys for watching. If you watched this far in and all that stuff. And that was it. I will see you next time with another review. I'm not sure, because right now I have not done a review of the X-Wing or the Transporter. I'm not sure if you'll see this first or after that. But even so, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you then. Bye, Droops. I've got General Grievous, the buildable figure. Set number 75112, ages 9 to 14. It comes with, I don't know how many pieces come with. How many pieces come with?